Hey guys, it's Otto, and in this video, what I'm going to do is show you what I would do if I had to burn my email marketing agency down to the ground and rebuild it from scratch to 0 to 10K a month, or 0 to 36K a month, or 0 to 50K a month, okay? So if you're watching this video, we're going to go through every single input, every single step you need to take in order to generate monthly recurring revenue like that from scratch, okay? We're going to cover everything from beginning your agency, your offer, points of differentiation, sales assets, sales process, calls, pricing, everything you need to know in order to go from 0 to that level of income. All right. So without further ado, guys, let's jump into it. Now, if I had to burn my email marketing agency that I have today down to the ground and start from scratch in this year today, what would I do? Okay. Well, first of all, I would create an agency. All right, I need to have a business. I need to have a way that I can actually charge my clients money for what I do. So I'm going to go with being a service provider. Okay, it means I don't have to try and build a SaaS. It doesn't, mean I have to invest hundreds of thousands of pounds or dollars into, softwares or staffing. I can literally start as a one-man band on my own, and everything that I make is pretty much at this stage pure profit margin. All right. So it all begins with the agency. Now, when it comes to your agency, pick a name, create your logo on Canva in 2 seconds. If you spend 3 to 6 months deciding on your agency name, building out your sales assets, then you don't deserve to be in business. Okay. Get this done. Pause this video right now and just write down your name, okay? Then restart the video, all right? So when it comes to service delivery, I know for me, the way that I'm going to rebuild is to commit fully to email marketing, all right? Yes, I could do Facebook ads. I could do TikTok Shop. I could launch an AI automation agency. But I know in my experience, having to obviously rebuild my agency from scratch, that email marketing is one of the most simplest and easiest service delivery vehicles to scale, okay? And that's the same for today and this year than it is for the last 5 years, okay, that I've been doing this, all right? So service delivery, I'm sticking to email. Now, when it comes to the 2 core components of my service delivery and the vehicle that I'm actually, operating within to work with my clients, I need 2 things, okay? I need an offer, and I need a platform, okay? So with the platform, what actually am I using? What tool am I performing my service within, okay? So for me, it's an ESP, an email service provider, and the unanimous choice for any e-com email marketing agency is to use Klaviyo, okay? $9 billion valuation. It is the best ESP in the market today for any brand looking to future-proof their business, okay? So don't mess around with MailChimp or OmniSend or Drip or anything like that. Stick to Klaviyo, okay? And keep it simple. Now, when it comes to the offer, I've got a load of different videos on the channel that actually show you how to create 10K a month email marketing agency offers. So check out the free email marketing agency course that I've got on the channel. Look through those videos and get to work with creating your offer. But what it comes down to is this, okay? I'm going to change the color of my pen here. What it comes down to is differentiation. So what you don't want to do as a new agency owner is create a commoditized agency offer. And a commoditized agency offer would be a typical, going out to brands and pitching them or having it on your landing page saying, if you're not generating 30% of your monthly recurring revenue from email and SMS, then you're leaving money on the table, and we will do this for you, all your money back. Okay, that is a commoditized, lazy offer. That's what everybody else, every man and his dog, every 15-year-old in the mum's basement, that's what they are running. Okay, so you have to just think critically, and you have to create a point of differentiation. And strictly speaking, this could be your USP. At this point, you might not know what your USP is, or you don't want to commit to one. But at least at this stage, you just have to have some sort of point of differentiation, so it sets you apart from all of the other people competing in the marketplace, okay? So the way that we do this and what I recommend is in your offer, focus on the time frame, focus on a clear financial gain and put a range, and then also give a guarantee if you feel so inclined. Now, we don't give a guarantee with our agency, and we haven't done for a number of years now because we don't need to. Oftentimes, if you are leading first, front foot with a guarantee, then a brand is going to have a load of red flags. They're not going to want to work with you. If you're saying, we'll do X, Y, Z for you, but, if we don't, then we'll, give you your money back and we'll pay you $5,000, it's going to ring warning signs, okay? The best agencies in the world don't need guarantees, okay? Because they know they're going to deliver, okay? You've got to assert that confidence and certainty when it comes to working with new brands. So when it comes to the time frame, focus on delivering your service within a more streamlined and efficient time frame compared to all the other agency offers out there. So if you're an email marketing agency owner right now and you try and lock your clients into 6-month or 9-month or 12-month contracts and you're wondering why you can't close new clients, look at what you are doing, look at the service that you are delivering, and see how you might be able to refine and consolidate what you deliver, or even a partial element of that, into a much shorter time frame. So there's an immediate, quicker win for the client, okay? So with us, our USP is 24 hours. We promise for all of our client brands that we work with that we will actually deliver what oftentimes all the other marketing agencies in the marketplace will promise yet fail to deliver within 7 to 9 months. We'll do it within 24 hours. And if you like what you see, you get to keep it, you own it 100% fully, and you get to use it. You don't have to pay us a single penny afterwards, okay? So I'm going to show you later in this video how that kind of works in terms of us pricing our deals. But for now, when it comes to your offer, focus on the time frame, focus on financial gain and not percentages. So if you're putting, if you're not making 30% of your monthly recurring revenue from email or SMS and you're leaving money on the table, speak in financial gain. Okay, so speak to 60K a month or 220K or a range, 80 to 100K a month. That's what we're going to add in placed order values. Okay, and again, you don't need a guarantee, but if you're lacking confidence with this new offer, maybe you want to put one in there just to see if it will work. Okay. So the next step in rebuilding this agency is to look at our operations. Now, when it comes to operations, you don't want to layer for layering's sake. It's one of the best pieces of advice one of my mentors has given me, is that you don't need to layer for layering's sake in business when it comes to hiring, or when it comes to your sales assets or your content production or your lead gen channels, whatever it might be. Don't just throw in new layers into the mix because you think they're a good idea. Oftentimes more layers just increases complexity and it causes more fires to put out. So the way that we reduce layering in our business is we focus on, and what we've done is basically been able to consolidate all of our, pretty much, I guess, 90% of our tools when it comes to operations into Go High Level. Okay, so you're watching this video, you're an agency owner, you'll know what GHL is already. And the way that we've consolidated and the way that we actually use High Level is kind of, I guess, threefold. The first point here is that we use Go High Level for all of our landing pages. Okay, so that's what we do on the consumer front. That's what we do for all of our client-facing assets. We build a simple landing page. We don't build, and we've done this in the past, complex Webflow or Framer websites with 5 pages and beautiful UX, whatever it might be. We found almost equivocally that a simple landing page with your headline offer, your sub offer, social proof, and a little bit about the features of what you deliver with a calendar link is the best way to convert cold or even warm prospects into paying clients. Okay. Now, GHL, like I say, we use it for our landing page. We use it for our calendar function. So we don't use Calendly. We don't sync Calendly unnecessarily so into GHL and then into our Google Suite, into our calendars for our staff members to see. We've eradicated all of those moving parts and we only use Go High Level's calendar function. Okay. Are there other calendars out there that might look a bit better? Potentially. But at the end of the day, it's about conversions and it's about converting, engagement, I guess, actions into a environment where you can actually pitch and sell to a client and turn them into cash collected. Okay, now the third component here when it comes to our operations is our CRM. So again, within High Level, we use High Level for all of our lead management. Okay, so when it comes to clients and our pipelines and pushing them through our consultative sales process, it's all done in High Level. Could we use Close.io? Could we use HubSpot? Yes, absolutely we could, but that would just only add in more tools, more expense and more headaches for me as the entrepreneur and the agency owner to have to deal with every single day on a regular basis. Okay, so when it comes to your assets, what I guess one of the most pressing questions you're going to have is, this is all well and good, Otto. You're obviously burnt your agency down now and you're rebuilding from scratch with all of this knowledge. But how do I, watching this video with no previous knowledge of e-com email marketing or with no case studies or transferable skills, how can I actually build social proof, right? And again, I've got other videos on the channel, but I'm going to tell you quickly. So when it comes to your sales assets, you basically want to lead with your social proof, okay? If you don't have any case studies or testimonials or reviews, there's 2 key ways that you can get them. The first one is to leverage your past experience. Now, this might seem, a bit kind of, clickbaity, like it's not really a good example for me to give. But one thing, a lot of the guys who enroll in the EEA, when we're going over their offers, what I find is that they will oftentimes discount their past experience, and especially so when their past experience hasn't necessarily been in an industry that directly relates to email marketing, okay? But just because the experience you've had, whether it's professionally in a job or whether it's running an agency on through a different service delivery vehicle, or you've been on somebody else's offer, or you've been in high ticket remote sales, whatever your experience is, there's going to be past clients, there's going to be past projects and work, and I guess scopes that you've actually carried out and been successful with, okay? So 9 times out of 10, clients will ask you for case studies and reviews and testimonials as an initial sales objection, okay? And it's your job as the agency owner and as the entrepreneur to help yourself and your sales team overcome those objections easily. Now, what you will find, because I've been a man with no case studies and now I am a man with many case studies, and you will still find at this day, or I will still find at this day, there will be people that say, oh, well, I've seen your hundreds of video reviews, but actually I watched one of them and it wasn't quite relevant to me, okay? It's a sales objection. Don't panic. Don't worry. The fact that you can just pull together a body of resources that basically shows you are a real person, you have a real skill set, whatever it might be, and you've worked with real companies or within real companies, that at this stage of your scaling journey with rebuilding this agency or starting it from scratch is all you need, okay? So do not overcomplicate it. I remember when I got my first ever client, when I launched my agency, and this was it's about 6 years ago now, the first ever client I got was a copywriting client, and the guy was a local personal trainer. It wasn't even a gym, he didn't even own a gym, and I got paid, I think, 40 quid, so I don't know how much that is in dollars, $60, to rewrite all of the copy on his website, which was built in, I think, 1998 or something ridiculous, okay? And this guy, in order for me to convert him into a client, he asked me, oh, that's great, sounds good. Your quote is very reasonable and cheap, which is, makes sense. And I was thinking, this is great. I'm going to make 40 quid, $60 from just writing on a website, and this is before AI and ChatGPT. I was actually doing it manually. He said to me, oh, that's all good. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to pay, but can I just see, your case studies? And I was thinking, oh God, this is my first client. I've made it look like I'm bigger than I am at this stage, which every new agency owner, does. And I'd obviously been fully honest with him, but I just had kind of not gone into depth about how he was my first client. I just made him feel comfortable and I knew I could deliver for him. Anyway, what I had to do at that point, I didn't know that I could leverage contractors, which is the other way to get case studies and reviews, and I actually had no past professional experience that really was relevant at all. I was pretty much fresh out of university, bar 1 year of working. And but what I had realized was that over the previous, 5 years, I had tried to create and launch businesses that had failed. And ultimately, looking back at it, I barely even tried to make them a success. Really, what I'd done is, found a new shiny object. I thought, right, I'm going to do this. I created a logo. I'd created a website. I'd created a brand name, an offer. And lo and behold, I'd actually created a number of different websites with a huge amount of website copy that I had written myself personally. So I thought, that's great. These are case studies of what I can do. And what I did was basically created a PDF file where I screenshotted those old websites. I think they were like legacy accounts. I had to find the logins, log into them. They weren't live. I screenshotted them, screenshotted the logos, and I said, this is what I have done. So this was the brand name, this was their website, this was the copy, these were the outcomes. This guy didn't know that they weren't, Fortune 500 companies. It wasn't like I was saying I've worked with Nike and, here's evidence of me having done so, And anyway, long story short, what I'm trying to say here and the point I'm trying to ram home is think critically, okay? And when it comes to your past experience, do not discount anything, all right? So when it comes to contractors, again, I've got a number of different videos on the channel that show you how to leverage contractors for your social proof. But ultimately, it goes like this. You find contractors in the marketplace. You say, I'm an agency owner or I'm a new agency owner. I've got potentially some new clients that we're about to onboard, and I'm looking for some more help when it comes to copywriting or to graphic design or email marketing, whatever it might be. Also, the clients that I am about to close, I've noticed are very specific or aligned well with the previous clients that you've worked with. For example, this menswear company I'm about to work with is very similar to some of the case studies with the menswear brands you've worked with. I wondered if, with your permission, if it would be appropriate whether I could share those case studies directly with them, because ultimately I will guarantee you will be the one that's deploying the work for them and I will be paying you to do so, okay? And believe me, if you have an upfront conversation like this, where you are fully honest and authentic and truthful with the contractor in telling them what you want to do and what you're going to do, 9 times out of 10, they will agree, okay? So what I'm not advocating for here is to lie, is to be unethical or to steal their case studies, copy and paste them on your website and not give them any work, okay? That's absolutely not what I'm doing. You have to speak to them first, all right? So Once you've got your case studies, you want to plug these into your sales assets. Now, at this beginning stage of relaunching your agency or launching it from scratch, you basically just want to set up an email nurture sequence. And what this email nurture is going to do is when a sales prospect books a call with you into your diary on your landing page, or you manually book them a call into your calendar, you just want to have a way to basically trickle feed them information and sales assets that help match some of their objections early on before they've even got on the call. Okay, so you want to show them your case studies. You want to just reiterate in black and white, simple English, what it is you actually do and the transformation you're going to deliver for them. Okay, so do not overcomplicate it. If you've got a 24 or a 4-day, 24 to like a 2-day, a 24-hour or a 48-hour to a 4-day window where people can book calls, 1, 3, 5 emails maximum. Okay, do not overcomplicate it. And if you don't have a lot to say, don't write an email. All right, you want to make sure that your correspondence is kind of held, as something to behold with these prospects. All right. So when it comes to the CRM, we're going to get leads, okay? And we're going to plug those leads, and then we're hopefully going to funnel them through to our sales process. Now, you've heard me talk a little bit about the consultative sales process that we've refined as an agency. Again, I've got other videos on the channel about that. But quite simply, it goes like this, okay? First of all, we do an intro call. Now, the intro call is a way for you to qualify the prospect. Now, you would have found that lead if you're doing cold outreach to this prospect, and you would have qualified them to a certain degree, but you've done that with what we call desktop research, okay? So there's no way to truly qualify the prospect when it comes to, are they the decision maker? Do they have the budget? Do they have the need? Do they have the urgency? Whatever it might be, however granular you're getting with qualifying them, you're only really going to be able to do that when you get them on a call. And my mouse has just died here, so I'm going to use my touchpad. Okay, so the way that we do that is get them on a 15-minute call, and we say to them, look, actually, I only need 3 to 4 minutes. I've done my desktop research. I think we can help you, but I'm not sure until we can speak. And I've got literally 2 to 3 key questions I can only ask you on a call. Is it okay to give you a quick call 2 p.m. today, all right, or 4 p.m. tomorrow? Give them 2 options. It's an either or choice. Don't leave it open-ended. Make it simple for your prospects to book with you, okay? Now, from that call, we do an audit, okay? Now, we've got, again, other videos on the channel where I go into depth about our email marketing audit that we do for our clients. And then what we do on this call is we get access to their account so that we can perform that audit, and we book them in for a longer demo call. Now, this demo call is actually 45 minutes here. I'm going to struggle here because my mouse has died on me. But what we do on the demo call is we basically take everything out of our audit, and we have a conversation with the prospect, and we move into a pitch. And the pitch for us will depend on pricing, which we're going to go into in a moment here. But again, you basically just want to push the prospect through this consultative sales process where, again, you're more of a technical expert, a partner, and a consultant that's there to help them. In your audit, you've identified a number of different issues that you know will help them, show them how it's going to help them, how much money they're going to make from implementing these actions, whether they do it themselves or whether they pay you to do it, okay? So it's a key thing to mention to them. Look, it's a free audit, you can run with it, okay? That's my bargain, that's my value that I'm giving to you, okay? If you want to take this audit and you want to give it to Jeff, your marketing guy in the team, give it to Jeff, let him run with it, okay? Once you follow up with them, you'll realize Jeff actually hasn't done anything with it, and the client probably does want to pay you to deploy it, okay? So directly, all of the components of the audit feed into our pitch, and everything that you pitch to the client will then go into your proposal. And the key part of a proposal is your pricing, okay? Now, there's 3 ways that you can 3/4 ways that you can price email marketing services, all right? You can offer project-based work, which I do not recommend. You're going to get paid anywhere between $500 to $2,000 for a one-off project. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, one and done. And normally what you'll find is that the clients that want to work with you on a project basis oftentimes aren't well qualified. They can't afford to pay you. They're a nightmare to deal with, okay? So it's not a way to price your deals to give your agency any sort of longevity. Now, the second pricing model that's the most popular and favored is the retainer model. And that's because, it gives you as the agency owner projected cash flow security. But what we're finding time and time again now in today's marketplace is that brands simply do not want to be locked into retainers, okay? But if you're fortunate enough to secure a retainer on the front end, you're going to expect to bill anywhere between $2,500 to $8K upwards per month, depending on what you're doing for the client. Now, what I recommend you do as an agency owner in today's marketplace and to avoid commoditization is to actually build and release infrastructures for your clients. Okay, so instead of saying to them, we're going to lock you into a retainer where for the next 7 to 9 months, you're going to basically pay us a fixed fee and we're going to drib and drab, drip feed you with a flow here or there and 4 campaigns a month and then maybe some new forms in month 3 or whatever it might be. You basically want to say to them, look, we're going to do everything for you and we're going to do it in 24 hours. You've got to pay us up front for the luxury of that, but the luxury and the benefit to you is that you're not going to be locked into any contract. You're not going to have to continue paying us. But what we find is that on the back end, through actually over-delivering and billing a build offer anywhere from 6 to 12k upwards up front, 9 times out of 10, and with almost 100% certainty, we're able to close the clients on a retainer afterwards. Now, when it comes to your retainers, here's what you want to do. You basically want to upsell, cross-sell, or downsell a service that will be billable on a monthly going basis. All right, so again, upfront payment eradicates risk for you. It eradicates any risk that the client isn't going to pay you. It means that you can collect cash physically into your bank and you can use that cash to not only sustain yourself as a new agency owner, pay your rent, pay your bills, pay your mum if you're having to live in her house still, whatever it might be, but you can also pay your contractors to deploy the service for you, okay? So the beauty of this infrastructure build pricing model is that you're not going to have to lift a finger when it comes to service delivery until the client has paid you and until that money is collected physically, tangibly in your bank account, okay? From there, you can also benefit from ongoing, consistent, projected monthly recurring revenue, okay, which is kind of the lifeblood of your agency. It's all well and good securing big upfront payments. You get cash in your bank. It's maybe the most money you've ever made, getting a 12k upfront payment in one. But once you do that, you start to think, actually, I've got employees to pay, or I've got my accountant to pay, and I would like some monthly recurring cash flow too. Albeit maybe it's less than those initial payments, but I need something. All right. So when it comes to upselling, cross-selling, or downselling, here's the services that you can provide. Clients will oftentimes say, I love the build, I love all the flows, I love the segments, but can you actually manage the campaigns that you've created for me? Absolutely, we can. It's going to be $3,000 a month. You're going to get 6 campaigns. Each is going to have a new design template. You're going to approve it in 24 hours. Wham, bam, we're done. Okay, no contracts, no lock-ins. Maybe they want new designs. Maybe you are in, it's getting to November, Black Friday month, or maybe you're going into Christmas or January, whatever it might be. Or that brand has a birthday, or it's a key specific brand focused event in the ecom calendar where it's they've got a need for new designs. Okay, so you can say absolutely, we can create you more designs, or we could just create you, we could replicate all of the designs we've done, but just give you Black Friday versions so it's ready for next year. Okay, that's going to be 10k, or that's going to be 2k up front. Okay, you can price it accordingly. Ongoing account management goes without saying. It's kind of a general overarching view of everything, making sure that the flows are running like they should, updating flows, running the campaigns, manually posting the campaigns, creating new segments, cleaning the list, whatever it might be. You can charge an ongoing fee. Technical optimization. This is, I guess, really specifically separate to account management. This is focusing on deliverability. Okay, if there's any issues, if it's a complex client account, they might need ongoing technical support, and then advanced flows that integrate with third-party service providers. Okay, maybe they want subscription flows. Maybe they want to integrate reviews.io and UGC or Gorgeous or whatever it might be. This is what you can provide to them on a monthly, ongoing basis. Now, once you've done this, it's all about the LTV of your client, okay? The lifetime value of that client, all right? And how can you ensure that these clients don't just pay you once up front and they don't just pay you for 3 months worth of retainers, but how can you actually ensure that you keep these clients for the lifespan of, how the possibility of that relationship, okay? So at some point, your clients will stop being your clients. That's just part of being a service provider and part of having an agency, okay? And what you will find is that when it comes to email marketing, that lifespan ends when they want to bring email marketing in-house, when the brand has grown to a certain size where they can actually afford to employ a technical email specialist to sit in-house. Now, you might be thinking, they've got marketing managers or they've got a social media manager. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? Even brands that have marketing teams oftentimes will not have a dedicated email specialist because it's too expensive to have them, okay? But once they get to that stage, they're naturally not going to have a need for you, okay? So naturally, your agency relationship as it exists today is going to end, okay? There are other ways to keep generating revenue from those clients, which again, I've revealed in other videos, like setting them up on, tools where you get affiliate payments, things like that, all obviously totally above board and transparently with the client. But again, when it comes to client success, there is going to be a point in time when the clients just simply stop being our clients. But in the meantime, there are a few kind of leverage points you need to make sure you've got in place. Okay. Now, the first is trust. The second is over communication. And the third is over delivery. Now, again, one of the key strategic changes and implementations I help some of the guys in the EEA, some of the enrollees put into their agency is increasing the frequency and the quality of their communication so that they can basically increase the longevity of their clients. The lifetime value can increase for their clients. And it seems like something that's so, common sense, but oftentimes common sense is what agency owners lack, okay? And what I'm kind of trying to tell you here is that by leveraging the upfront build and building a huge amount of trust, you can reinforce that trust through over communication, okay? So communicating regularly, concisely, properly, effectively, and across multiple channels, omni-channel, WhatsApp, Loom videos, screen shares, GIFs, phone calls, voicemail drops, whatever it might be, over communicate with the client, because the more they hear from you, the happier they're going to be to continue paying you and reaching into their pocket and giving you money, okay? Now, when it comes to over delivery, one thing I recommend is that whatever proposal or pitch you put to the client, hold something in your back pocket. Okay, so if you know there's maybe an extra flow, or and again, be above board. This flow can't be critical to their success. But if you've promised the client X results and you know you're going to deliver X results with 75% of potentially what you could do for them, just withhold a little bit, because what you can do in that sense is, depending on like how ethical you think it is, you can withhold that remaining 25% and then downsell, cross-sell, or upsell it when it comes to your monthly recurring retainers. Or you can just use that as a point of over delivery, and you can spread that 25% over the time that you're working with the client over the term. Okay, so it might be that there's 4 advanced flows that you've put in your pitch. They're really happy. That's going to add an extra 60k in placed order values, to their store on a monthly recurring basis. But actually, if they were to set up a new flow with Reviews.io that they've already got integrated with their business, then they're going to unlock an extra 20 grand per month. And what you want to do is basically drop in that extra flow and do it for free, because that's going to continually help you leverage trust. Okay, it's going to help you build that trust and leverage that trust and continue having that client as an individual who knows you, likes you, trusts your agency, and when it comes to them actually forking out money for you, it's going to be an easy decision for them. Okay, now all of this is well and good, but it has to just come down to results. Okay, so if you're not generating results for the client, then it's not fair for them to pay. All right, now, the reason I've done this massive loop back here, that results, again, comes down to client success, is because although results are the be-all and end-all, as an agency, you have to over-deliver. You have to provide, financial, tangible ROI for the client based on what they're spending on you. There is going to be times where you don't generate results for them, or something goes wrong. Maybe you schedule a campaign and it's gone out at the wrong time. The client said 8 p.m., you put it out at 8 a.m. Things are going to happen. But if you manage these leverage points when it comes to client success, and you focus on over communicating and keeping the client happy, then a lot of the times clients will actually put results to one side. So they know these things are dynamic and fluid. They know that, okay, maybe we had a quiet month this month, but next month or in November, things will likely ramp up, and you might double their revenue in the next month. Okay, so over communicate, keep things an open discussion with your clients, continue to over deliver for them, don't destroy the trust you built for them. And again, go back through this video, because I promise you, if you put in every single step that I've gone through in detail in this video here, you will be able to go from 0 to not only 10k, but 0 to 15k, 30k, 50k in a very, very short period of time. Okay, and what it comes down to, again, is critically thinking, first principles, focusing on the basics here, the foundations, making sure that you've got them in place and you're doing them correctly, and doing them with enough consistency and enough repetition, so that you basically outlast the duration and the grit of anybody else that's in the marketplace. Okay, so it's not rocket science, but again, pause this video, go back through it, make sure that you've got all these steps in effect, and they've been built properly. Drop me a comment below if you've got any questions about any stage of this video. Okay, it's my goal to help you as an email agency owner not to become the best email marketer. It's to create the life that you want using email marketing as your vehicle to do so. Okay, and 9 times out of 10, what that comes down to is not becoming the best copywriter or the graphic designer or the best email marketer, but it comes the person who makes the most money from email marketing as a service delivery vehicle. And that's what it comes down to. Okay. All right, guys, so hopefully that's been another super strategic video for you. Hopefully it's going to help you scale rapidly. If you've got any comments, drop them in the comments box below. Subscribe to the channel. Going to have loads more videos like this on the way, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, cheers.